Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sheila and Deacon's divorce official is Finn's unexpected guest. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finn Finnegan will have a surprise visit. Let's discuss the impending divorce of Sheila Carter and Deacon Sharp. To begin with, Deacon will keep putting pressure on Sheila over the divorce documents. Deacon will believe it's time for Sheila to just sign and go on since Taylor Hayes doesn't think she can persuade Steffy Forrester Finnegan to welcome Sheila into the family. It appears like Sheila will determine that Deacon is correct to formally end their marriage. Since Taylor is unlikely to be able to assist Sheila in any case, it appears that Sheila will demonstrate her ability to satisfy Deacon's needs without having her own demands fulfilled. Sheila could believe that this demonstrates her transformation, but according to B&B Spoilers, Deacon will only be happy when the divorce process is resolved. Naturally, Sheila is determined to spend time with Finn and Hayes Finnegan, Brian David Garlick. Because of this, Sheila will eventually go to the hospital and surprise Finn by storming into his office. Finn might be worried about Sheila encouraging Taylor to talk to Steffy about family visits after hearing the rest of her narrative. Sheila might claim it's now resolved and cite the divorce decree as evidence that she isn't attempting to harass Taylor. Rather, Sheila will be prepared to adopt a different strategy and will make an effort to win Finn over as her son. Sheila will believe she can reach Steffy herself if Finn can get her to listen to his biological mother. All Sheila wants is an opportunity to show Steffy that she is not a threat and to comprehend her point of view. Finn will be uncomfortable with his biological mother pressing for this because Steffy will always see Sheila as a dangerous psychopath who could lose control at any time. Eric Forrester will also appear on Thursday's show, so he might have an opportunity to comment on the ongoing Logan Forrester Creations situation as well as Electra Forrester's dispute with Will Spencer. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, the Forresters will continue to receive terrible news as they struggle in the wake of Hope Logan Spencer's Annika Noel audacious decision. Stay tuned. Sheila's bad news from Taylor is that there's no chance Steffy will accept the deal. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor Hayes won't get the answer Sheila Carter is hoping for. Sheila will arrive to confront Taylor, who will be accompanied by Deacon Sharp, in the hopes that her requests have been met, but she will be let down. Fans of B&B are aware that Sheila wants to schedule a few days of supervised visits with Hayes and John Finn Finnegan each month. If Taylor and Deacon want her to sign the divorce papers, that's part of the agreement. Sheila will inquire as to whether Taylor talked to Steffy Forrester Finnegan about welcoming her into the family when she visits the show. Sheila will be hoping that Taylor has fulfilled her obligation and persuaded Steffy to support her proposal for a visit. But since they both know how Steffy will respond, Taylor will persuade Sheila that it is futile. Taylor will pretend that Sheila is asking her to accomplish the impossible because she believes Steffy will put an end to this. Sheila may feel that depending on Taylor for help was a mistake, but she will not give up on the family closeness she desires. Maybe Sheila will realize that she must do things herself if she wants them done correctly. Sheila may sign the divorce papers and take care of the rest on her own as she and Deacon will formally dissolve their union in the upcoming episode or two. If Sheila depends on Taylor, she can become weary of her and believe she will be left waiting. Alternatively, Sheila might sign the document, allow Deacon to move on with Taylor, and then find another way to get the family time she wants. In the upcoming episodes, Sheila will attack Finn, thus pleading with him might be her new strategy. He will defend Electra Forrester's need to avoid Will Spencer with Ridge Forrester. Ridge will try to persuade Electra that removing Will from her life is essential since he believes he poses a threat. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra will suffer from a broken heart as Ridge puts additional pressure on her. Keep an eye out. Ridge assists RJ in dividing Electra. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester will be at odds with Dollar Bill because he is tired of the Spencers. Ridge will be out for blood following the major runway performance of House of Logan. Ridge's mood is not improved by the news that RJ was assaulted once more. Will Ridge feel better if he helps his son take Will Spencer's girlfriend? Here are spoilers for the upcoming episodes of Bold and Beautiful. Electra Forrester never imagined that her romance with Will Spencer Jr. would have a negative impact on her professional life. However, due to Will's family's diamond launch, her jewelry line is currently on hold. At this point, it's safe to declare that there is unquestionably a conflict of interest. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful indicate that R.J. Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, will once more determine that Electra Forrester is the right woman for him. He seems to have completely forgotten about his infatuation with unfortunate Dylan, Sidney Bullock. It's R.J. Forrester's moment to shine now that Will and Electra are at odds over the fashion war. However, due to Will's family's diamond launch, her jewelry line is currently on hold. At this point, it's safe to declare that there is unquestionably a conflict of interest. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful indicate that R.J. Forrester will once more determine that Electra Forrester is the right woman for him. It seems that he completely forgot about his affair with poor Dylan. It's R.J. Forrester's moment to shine now that Will and Electra are at odds over the fashion war. Finn backs Steffi, Katie warns Will, and Ridge puts pressure on Electra. This is a recap of the Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge Forrester begs Electra Forrester in today's episode. John Finn Finnegan attempts to stand by Steffi Forrester Finnegan in the meantime. R.J. Forrester is pampered by Ridge and Electra. The father insists that before this conflict worsens, something must be done. Yes, take action regarding your entitled kid, Ridge. Catherine Kelly Lang's character Brooke Logan Forrester calls to inquire. Hope Logan Spencer has reached the dark side, according to R.J. Electra expresses regret over Will Spencer assaulting R.J. once more. R.J. claims that she is not at fault. Electra and R.J. discuss the strained relationship between Brooke and Hope. Ridge cannot let the Spencers get away with it. R.J. is sent to bed by the father. When Ridge is by himself, he discusses Will with Electra. Spencers and Forresters don't get along. Now that Ivy Forrester is gone, Ridge must lead Electra. Will just crush her heart, according to Ridge. Ridge claims to be elderly and to have witnessed everything. Regarding Will, Ivy was correct. R.J. has now been attacked by the man twice. What happens if Will strikes Electra next? Electra might be in risk because of this. Katie Logan Spencer converses with Will at the beach house. Will acknowledges that he erred in his relationship with Electra. Will is angry and acknowledges that he struck R.J. Will tells his mother that R.J. has a mouth. Katie finds it incomprehensible that Will continues to fight. Katie surmises that Will frequently struck R.J. in the head. The mother suggests that if Will controls his temper, they can come up with a solution. Finn proposes early tequila and gets dressed. Steffi is merely sipping coffee. The Spencers are a concern for Steffi. The woman also talks about Logan's media attention. Hope was the last to laugh. No one plays Steffi, according to Finn. No one, not even Brooke, deserves this level of betrayal, according to Steffi. The blonde went to grieve at the healing resort. Donna Logan Forrester has angered Eric Forrester. Will is exactly like Bill Spencer, despite Steffi's belief that he was unique. After R.J. was attacked once more, the brunette didn't think Electra could stay with Will. Finn is aware of how difficult everything is. But he pledges to be there for Steffi at every turn. Forresters are afraid that Spencer's rage would not stop. On The Bold and the Beautiful, it's obvious that Dollar Bill never taught Will Spencer Jr. to keep his hands to himself. Will has grown rather irascible and is becoming a chip off the old block. In his spare time, he likes to bash the brakes off from Forrester men, just like his senior. However, Will Spencer may have gone too far this week. Read on for all the information on Bold and Beautiful's upcoming events. R.J. Forrester paid the price this week on The Bold and the Beautiful after breaking into Will Spencer Jr.'s beach property without permission. Will Spencer cracked his head off the counter and literally cleaned the floor with his opponent. R.J. was unable to walk on his own, so Electra Forrester had to assist her new hero in getting home after the altercation. Spoilers indicate that Ridge Forrester's father will be alarmed by R.J. Forrester's attack. Ridge will immediately go to the house of Logan to confront his parents after witnessing the harm Dollar Bill's son did to R.J. According to teasers for Bold and Beautiful, Brooke Logan will want to call the police while Ridge fights for his family's honor. Since Will Spencer officially broke and entered the beach house, RJ most likely cannot file charges against him. However, Brooke might attempt to obtain a restraining order against her nephew or take Will Spencer to civil court. Do you believe Will Spencer is starting to pose a threat? Is it possible that he will harm RJ in the future? Or did Brooke's son receive his just desserts? Dylan, devastated, walks in on RJ and Elektra. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Melissa Dylan will begin to have doubts about her new partner the following week. Dylan will soon notice that RJ Forrester is spending a lot of time with her employer Elektra once more as chaos breaks out at Forrester Creations. Does she need to worry? Following her reconnection with Will Spencer Jr., Elektra Forrester was lost in thought. However, indications indicate that their reunion might not last long. After Elektra was blown away by his family's new jewelry line, Will Spencer is under fire. Out of the sea, Forrester has been working on a little collection. She also holds Will accountable for Ridge delaying her new line. Last month, Elektra selected Will Spencer over RJ Forrester, however, she may now be experiencing buyer's regret. Spoilers suggest that Elektra may even try to launch her jewelry line by turning up the charm and flirting with RJ once more. With his influence at work, RJ could undoubtedly revive Elektra. He vowed that he was over Elektra during last week's heated exchange between RJ Forrester and Dylan. However, at that point, Elektra had moved back into Will's beach house and was ignoring him. RJ will likely ghost poor Dylan if his fictitious cousin starts making advances toward him at work. Dylan is in an untenable situation as usual. In order to avoid being fired, is she expected to simply watch as Elektra steals RJ? Or will she go inform Will Spencer what his girlfriend is doing at work? Remy pretended to be a flower delivery driver as Deke, Harrison Cohn, spoke with Allison. He had on a fake mustache, spectacles, and a baseball cap. Remy took off his disguise after Allison departed and informed Deke that he was now the talk of the town. Deke wasn't impressed when he dragged him into a kiss. Remy wanted to share in Deke's dreams since he was aware of how hard he had fought to make them a reality. Deke had to apply the brakes, though. He informed Remy that he was no longer able to be in his life. Remy questioned whether this signified Deke's final farewell. Deke made it apparent that he was starting a new chapter in his life. Remy sobbed and confessed his love to Deke. However, Remy eventually consented and assured Deke that he would respect his personal space. He still refuses to give up on him, though. Remy's previous statement wasn't repeated in this line. Remy had already said the same thing to Elektra. He assured Elektra that he would never give up on her when he was infatuated with her. When she ended up with Will, he was disappointed. Remy has no desire to be by himself. In order to conceal his sexuality, he was keen to have a young woman in his life. However, he can now at last be himself. Remy discovered Deke, the love of his life, after coming clean about his sexual orientation. However, this split could send Remy into a tailspin because Deke no longer wants him. He quietly hinted that Deke would not be seeing him for the final time. Does this imply that Remy might develop an obsession with Deke? Deke's profession in fashion is growing. Deke has become the talk of Los Angeles, as Remy mentioned before. He might use his evil methods to alter that. By posting deepfake photos of Elektra on the dark web, Remy exacted revenge on her. With Deke, he could do something as evil. Perhaps he would publish a private film of them that turned out to be a hoax. What is Remy going to do next?